my name is Lori Pigue. I helped write Meteor Crater Literacy in Action with the Learning Alliance and Meteor Crater Enterprises. If you decide to purchase this book yourself, you'll notice throughout the book there are QR codes that allow you to scan with your mobile device and hear the book narrated to you by astronaut Nicole Stott. It also goes to dances where you can dance along with the book and learn the vocabulary through motion. Let's read the book together and learn about the geologic history of Meteor Crater. The asteroid belt orbits the Sun like Mars, Jupiter, and Earth. Sometimes orbiting objects collide with each other, causing pieces of the asteroid to break off. The pieces then become meteoroids. When a meteoroid gets knocked out of its orbit, it may be attracted by the gravity of Earth. As the meteoroid enters the atmosphere, it begins to burn, giving off gas and dust as forms of fire and light, becoming a meteor. 50,000 years ago, a giant meteoroid entered Earth's gravity and slammed into the northern Arizona desert. Impact. A giant shockwave flashed out in every direction, destroying everything in its path. Millions of tons of limestone and sandstone were gouged out, blanketing the surrounding area, forming Meteor Crater. A dinosaur's fiery fate. Millions of years before Meteor Crater in Arizona was formed, dinosaurs roamed the Earth. These dinosaurs lived on land and in water. Some dinosaurs could even fly or grow to enormous sizes. Some were meat eaters and some were plant eaters. They were roaming freely until an asteroid impact changed the Earth forever. 65 million years ago, a giant asteroid entered Earth's atmosphere and caused an impact in what is now the Gulf of Mexico, causing a shockwave so powerful that the atmosphere ignited to fire instantly. Earthquakes and tsunamis shook the region, causing devastation to the landscape, plants, and animals. Thick clouds of debris blocked the sunlight, causing plants and animals to die, resulting in the extinction of the dinosaurs. This underwater area of impact beneath the Gulf of Mexico is named the Chicxulub crater. Sweeping blasts. Before the meteor impacted Earth's surface in what we now know as northeastern Arizona, it was likely that mammoths, ground sloths, bison, camels, and tapirs were some of the animals roaming the hilly open woodlands. But at the point of impact, the plants and animals and rocks surrounding the area were vaporized. The shockwave created a blast that swept across the landscape, destroying everything in its path. Over the next 50,000 years, plants and animals slowly began to migrate in and out of the terrain. Now there is a diverse terrain of plants and animals such as pinyon pine and juniper trees, black bears, mountain lions, coyotes, and elk. Impactful discovery. 50,000 years after impact in northern Arizona in the early 1900s, a lawyer and engineer named Daniel Barringer began to study the fragments of rock around the rim of Meteor Crater. As he rode his horse around the rim of the crater, he dreamed of making money by mining and selling the nickel and iron from the meteor that came from outer space. Daniel and his crew set up a working camp and would get supplies from a nearby trading post in the desert. The workers used magnifying glasses and metal detectors to search the crater. They constructed a drilling tower at the base of the crater and drilled 28 holes, which became shafts to lower people in, but no valuable rocks could be found. Daniel Barringer was the first person to say that Meteor Crater was caused by an impact from space. It wasn't until a geologist and founder of astrogeology, Eugene Shoemaker, discovered a mineral in the crater in 1960 that confirmed Daniel's claims for scientists. This mineral was called coesite and can only be formed by high pressure and temperature that only forms from a blast like a meteor impact. Arizona's Moonscape. After Eugene Shoemaker's discovery of the coesite mineral, the US Geological Survey and NASA jointly developed maps of the moon's surface using the Clark Refractor Telescope at Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff. These maps would help astronauts navigate around the moon's rugged terrain. Meteor Crater was one of the areas where astronauts could train for their lunar missions because the landscape was similar to the surface of the moon. NASA and the USGS created the lunar roving vehicle to roam the terrain and collect data in both the crater and the moon. And the astronauts even tested early prototypes of jetpacks. Materials for spacesuits were improved. Special cameras and radio systems were also developed to transmit communication between the astronauts and the moon and mission control on Earth. Exploration and beyond. NASA's Apollo missions lit the sky with scientific trips to space. Finally, in 1969, Apollo 11 landed safely on the moon, where Neil Armstrong became the first astronaut to walk on the lunar surface. This became our nation's moonshot moment, since many did not believe that we could put a person on the moon. As we prepare to go back to the moon, NASA Artemis missions will land the first woman and the first person of color as we expand exploration on the moon. The discoveries made at Meteor Crater and other impact sites around the world continue to guide our understanding of Earth's past, present, and future. Understanding our planet helps us learn more about the solar system we live in. This work helps scientists and geologists develop new technology for exploring planet Earth and our solar system to lessen the potential hazards from space. The more we learn about the science of our planet, the more we learn about ourselves. We belong to the Earth does not belong to us. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Thank you for joining us to learn about the history of Meteor Crater.